Hello everyone, welcome to today's broadcast on HBJ 10. I'm Beth Myers and I'm joined here with Hadley Danielson, and we're here to discuss some infringements on U.S. citizens' rights. I'll turn the time over to Hadley to discuss our first topics.
Thank you, Beth. Our first topic today comes from Oak Ridge High School, and one of their largest problems comes from their Chromebook supply. Often, teachers will find keys popped out of the Chromebook, yet they cannot find the student responsible. To combat this problem, teachers have assigned Chromebooks to one student, and this has stopped a lot of keyboard vandalism. Yet, it seems that some teachers have taken this too far. Some innocent students have been found guilty of keyboard vandalism. Our on-site reporter, Jacqueline Sansone, has volunteered to be on the scene and is ready to share some information with us about the dilemma.
Thank you, Hadley. The situation has got out of hand in Mr. Slinger's classroom earlier this week, as Paige was reportedly blamed for picking off one of the keys on a Chromebook. Mr. Slinger took action immediately without questioning the student before assigning a Saturday school. I'm here with Paige, who is here to give her side of the story. Take it away, Paige.
When I walked into Mr. Slinger's class, I was called right over to his desk, walked up, not knowing why, and then he suddenly yelled at me and told me that I was irresponsible and a bad student for popping off the keys on the Chromebook. When I told him I didn't do it, he said that it was the Chromebook assigned to me, therefore I was responsible.
So your teacher didn't have any real proof?
No, he immediately jumped to a conclusion without seeing if what the other student had said was false.
Thank you, Paige. As stated in the Fifth Amendment to our Constitution, no person shall be held to answer for a crime, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, meaning that this student may not be punished without proof that he committed the crime.
Yes, thank you, Jacqueline. Hadley, what do you think of this?
You know, Beth, I really think that this is a direct violation of the Sixth Amendment, which reads that in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy trial. In Paige's case, she was not allowed at the trial, and this amendment was taken advantage of.
Yeah, this principle actually comes from Justinian's law, which says that we give rights to the accused. Even if we know that they're guilty, they still have the rights to an impartial jury, and so they can prove themselves innocent.
Our next story also comes from Oak Ridge, and I'll turn the time over to Beth to elaborate.
Yes, thank you. As mentioned, the story comes from Oak Ridge, where a group of students weren't allowed to vote for homecoming royalty. As customary, generally students are allowed to vote, but that seems that's not the case this year. I'll turn it over to Jacqueline Sansone to elaborate on this story.
Breaking news from Oak Ridge today. As you can see behind me, chaos has erupted because students are not being allowed to vote.
Hey, you feel my vote?
No, your vote doesn't matter, bro.
Alright, actually I did cheat.
One of the students earlier told me when ready to submit their votes for homecoming royalty, the students working the booth took their votes and threw them away, telling the students their votes don't matter. A group of students went to a group of teachers who did nothing and a group of students working in the booth. The students trying to vote then made a scene as they felt their right to vote was revoked for no lawful reason. Thank you. Jacqueline, HBJ 10.
Wow, what a turn of events at Oak Ridge. This is clearly a violation of several amendments in the U.S. Constitution.
Yes, today we know that those in power cannot abuse their power, and we know that they can only do certain things, but revoking the right to vote is not one of them.
These ideas come from the Magna Carta, which limited the power of the king in 1200 AD. We adopted this principle to state that no one is above the law, and this is clearly a violation of that.
All right, we have one more exciting story to share, but we're going to take a short commercial break, so stay tuned.
Do you ever find yourself in a full parking garage? Does it ever feel like everyone else gets a spot except for you? Do you feel unequal to everyone else? Well, we have the perfect product for you. For $17.76, you can have your very own equality chalk to combat the daily struggles of traffic. Simply draw your own parking space whenever needed. And wham! Equality for all.
Call 916-JOHN LOCKE for a free sample of Equality Chalk today.
Welcome back to HBJ 10. We have our final story to wrap up our day here. I'll turn the time over to Beth to elaborate.
On the national level, there was these two judges that accepted bribes to convict over 5,000 minors to unusually harsh punishments when compared to their crimes. Together, the bribes added up to over about $2 million, and it was named the Kids for Cash scandal.
These juvenile detention centers would pay corrupt judges money to send kids to juvie, and these judges were happy to oblige. While many of them were released after the situation was discovered, the victims were never the same. Now to Jacqueline Sansone, who has agreed to interview one of the victims' fathers.
Yes, so thank you. So if I'm correct, your son was over at a sleepover when he went out to go steal some cash from unlocked cars and took a couple dollars to buy some chips and soda?
Yeah, that's all he did. Little Jakey. It was his first crime ever. Never been in trouble before. Just a starving little kid in the street, and he needed some dinner. And so he went out and took a few dollars. Was that right? No. First time offense, and all of a sudden he's going to jail for 9 months, being handcuffed and taken away so someone can make some money? I don't think that's okay.
Well, are you sure like he's as innocent as you think?
I am 100% positive, unless you're going to tell me that my kid's a bad kid. 4.0, part of the choir club, just has a fun, good time, never been in trouble before at school or anywhere else. And now they're doing this to hurt my family and hurt my child.
So was no attorney or anything brought up when your son was taken in?
Nope, no rights were given to him, no chance for anything, not a chance to defend himself.
Well, this sounds like a very sad story Mr. Slinger
I'm sad.
has been given. So thank you for your time.
When these judges accepted bribes from people in the juvie centers, they violated certain ideas found in the Constitution, the Fourth Amendment, which reads, "The President, Vice President, and all other civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and in conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes or misdemeanors."
Yes, in the Roman Republic, the bribery penalty was death. While it's not nearly as harsh today, it still remains to be illegal to take bribes.
That seems to be all the stories we have this week. Thanks so much to our on-site reporter Jacqueline Sansone and to my lovely friend here, Beth Myers.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on HBJ 10. Wow, what if a turnout?
Apologize. No, it's more fun.